Welcome in, guys, today to Dynasty Drip. I'm Sam. We're going to go over 5 players you should be trading for in Dynasty Fantasy Football. I can't wait to get into today's topic, so let's kick it off. First player we're going to talk about today, one of my favorite guys to go buy this offseason. He was one of my favorite guys to buy last year as well, and that's going to be Jordan Addison. For me, there is a tiny window for Jordan Addison now that he's going to be suspended for 3 games in the NFL season. Now, for me, it's Dynasty, it's not redraft, so those 3 games really do not impact my ranking of Jordan Addison personally. Now, I understand if you don't like to own players that have some legal trouble, I'm not going to be the one here to tell you that what you believe is right or wrong. I'm just thinking about this like a value, and for me, Jordan Addison's value went down because of this legal news. But in Dynasty, what really is 3 games? Most of us have plenty of wide receivers on our bench anyway that you can just slot them in for Jordan Addison. But without going into too much depth about Jordan Addison, the dude's just an amazing player, and he just happens to be behind Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, even then, he's had very elite touchdown years in the NFL. Now, he may not be the wide receiver 1 on his own team. If he ever finds his way out of Minnesota, awesome. Maybe he will be the wide receiver 1. But even so, he's basically finishing above where he's being ranked, and he's still a very young player tied to one of, if not the best offensive coach in the NFL, at least passing game-wise right now, in Kevin O'Connell. So for me, what I'm seeing Addison go for, and I'm going to go over a couple of those trades from Dynasty Data Labs today, it's just a good deal. And for me, I would do basically all of these trades, and I think you could find similar deals in your leagues. First one I'm going to go over, Jordan Addison for Luther Burden. I mean, a guy who I think you'd be buying high on in Luther Burden, guy you might be buying low on in Jordan Addison, could be a good deal if someone's getting really into the Chicago hype this offseason. Next one I'm going to go over, this one's a little weirder, but I don't really know how they got this deal done, dude. I would do this deal without any of these picks, but Jordan Addison and a couple seconds for Shakir and a third. I mean, the thirds are canceling out here. You're getting Addison and picks. I mean, that's a crazy trade for me. I would take Jordan Addison over Khalil Shakir straight up. So maybe try that. And I would even add a pick to my side to get this deal done. So just the fact that these kind of deals are going down, and if you guys haven't been to Dynasty Data Labs before, super fun site. They pull real trades from real Dynasty leagues on Sleepers. So not only are these trades that I would do, they weren't even my creation or anything. I'm just pulling them from the list of trades that I'm seeing going down with Jordan Addison involved. Last one I want to talk about here, classic 2-for-1. Love trying to do a 2-for-1, right? If you're able to get those done, you clear up the roster spot, and you're usually tearing up into the better player. Jalen McMillan and Tyrone Tracy for Jordan Addison. Nothing against these 2 players, but those are just, bench, maybe RB2, future asset in McMillan for Jordan Addison, who's going to be an every week starter for you once he comes back from his suspension. So I'm doing this deal every single day of the week for Jordan Addison. I think you guys should too. Next guy I want to talk about, someone I spoke about more as a sleeper stash player way back in the spring. But I like what I've seen this preseason, and I really like what we're hearing, and that's going to be Jaylen Coker. Jaylen Coker made some plays in the Panthers preseason game. He made some plays last year for the Panthers as well, which is why I liked him as a stash this offseason. As you can see here, I listened to this soundbite from Canales, the head coach of the Panthers, talking about how he just wants to play the best guys, and Jaylen's been one of those guys. He's been one of the most consistent players making plays for this Panthers offense, and it's not hard to see a role for him. I mean, obviously, I love Tet McMillan. I am targeting him as well, but the rest of the wide receivers there, I'm not an Xavier Legette guy. So maybe it's just me overlooking him. I personally do not believe in him as a fantasy asset. I like Adam Thielen as a slot guy, a veteran presence, but he's not exciting. I think Jaylen Coker brings some exciting upside to the Panthers offense as a big play guy, a down the field kind of player to match up with Tet McMillan on the other side. And right now, I mean, you're basically getting Jaylen Coker as a throw-in. I mean, I'm going to bring some trades up here, but a lot of these are just like throw-in trades or fourth-round picks. First one here, Jaylen Coker and a fourth for a 25 fourth. So you're moving a pick to get, I mean, it's a 4th round pick for Jaylen Coker, if not even less. You might even be able to pick him up if you have a shallow waiver wire. Jalen Polk and Calvin Austin for Jaylen Coker. Jaylen Coker every single time. These guys on this other side are barely going to see the field, if ever. And even if they do, they don't have really any dynasty upside. Jaylen Coker does. He's in an ascending offense. And if Bryce Young pops, there's going to be more than one passing asset to pop from that passing game as well. And I think Jaylen Coker has a chance to be that second player. Third one here. I mean, this is a slightly higher price, I guess, but Darius Slayton in a third for Jaylen Coker. So, a 3rd round pick in just a toss-in kind of wide receiver. I'm very, very comfortable doing all of these trades for Jaylen Coker. And I just like him as a guy who could potentially grow into a flex-worthy player or a wide receiver 3 or 4 for your dynasty team. And you're getting him at wide receiver 6, wide receiver 7 prices. So I love that every day of the week here. Next one I'm going to talk about, this one is going to be a little pricier, but I just think his value is a little suppressed right now, and that's going to be Jordan Love, obviously quarterback for the Packers. Had an average season last year, kind of was hyped going into last year, but he dealt with some injuries. I think they kind of just rode Josh Jacobs a lot last year, and for me, Jordan Love is kind of on the outskirts or the line of being a QB1, a QB2 in Dynasty, and I'm definitely willing to pay like quarterback 10 through 14 prices for Jordan Love. And if he's going there, awesome. I think it's an affordable price. And I've seen him go a little lower or just kind of be able to be acquired for less than that. First trade we're going to go over today, Justin Fields and a first for Jordan Love. I mean, yeah, you're giving up a quarterback and a first. I'm not personally a Justin Fields guy. I think he's going to be good until he isn't, and he probably gets benched again. So I think now is your time to sell Justin Fields. Use the value of him being the starter to go get someone who's going to be a long-term asset on your dynasty team instead of a short-term asset in Justin Fields. Next one, Jordan Love and a first, Bo Nix on the other side. So this is a tier down. Technically, I'd take Bo Nix over Jordan Love, but the difference is not a first-round pick. So if you're able to tier down from Nix to Love and add a first-round pick on top of that, that's just insulating the value for Jordan Love for your dynasty team. And the last two I'm going to go over today are both going to be running backs. There's some guys going a little later. I think they're going probably ahead of Coker just because running backs in the offseason kind of can take a bump after some preseason usage or training camp hype. But the first one we're going to talk about is Brilen Allen. I mean, he got some hype last year. I think I liked him when he did see the field. The coaching change should be good for Brilen Allen because we don't really know what's happening with Breece Hall. He's basically in a contract year, and he hasn't re-signed. So, I mean, technically he could still get moved before the trade deadline, or maybe he's not on the team next year, or maybe he is. But the thing is Brilen Allen probably is going to find himself on the field, and he's looked good every time he's had the opportunity. He looked amazing in their first preseason game. We've heard really good things out of Jets camp about Brilen Allen, and some of the deals I see going down are just very affordable ways to acquire Brilen Allen onto your Dynasty Fantasy Football team. First one here, I'm trading away Thornton and a 27 third to get Brilen Allen. I mean, I like Thornton as a deep dart throw, but I would much rather take a bet on some of these running backs in this range. I've spoken about that before, just because I like how quickly a running back can A, see your starting lineup, or B, see their value increase. It's usually a lot slower for wide receivers, or you may have to hold on to them for a couple years, where a guy like Allen, Breece Hall goes down, you can throw him into your lineup. If Breece Hall goes down, you can trade him away for a higher price. Or if he starts playing, people need way more running backs on their rosters. As we know, even in a redraft sense, there's a reason running backs are so important in Dynasty. And this next one, I think this is just a realistic offer you might be able to get Allen for. That's going to be a 2/3, right? A 27 and 28 third. Send this out. I think I'd rather take the risk on Allen blossoming into something than these future assets years down the line, third-round picks. I say all the time to people that are new to Dynasty, never let a third-round pick be the reason a trade didn't go through. Now, it's a little silly in this one because they're both third-round picks and these are more sleeper-type players. But I think Allen has a chance to be usable, and I think he has the talent that if he does see the field X amount of snap percentage, let's say 35, 40%, I think he can make the most of it. And the last guy we're going to talk about today, one of my favorite dart throw players from rookie draft season. He is seeing the field. He's looking awesome in the preseason. That's going to be Kyle Monangai. Already spoke about him in a very, very recent video, but I'm going to hammer his name until his rank goes up or until more people on this channel acquire him onto their team. He looked really good in the preseason opener, had some really good tackles. Make sure to check out this tweet. Watch the clip. Really awesome here. But he just is a good kind of complement to what potentially DeAndre Swift could bring to this offense. I mean, not to take the cop-out way, but he really is the David Montgomery of what potentially Ben Johnson's looking for. I'm personally not a Roschon guy, and I think Monangai has a better chance to solidify himself in this offense as the RB2. And if he can solidify that role, he's going to bring back returns for your Dynasty team. So let's go over a couple trades real quick. Once again, these are very, very low trades. There's a chance if you're in a shallow Dynasty league, a 10-team league, you haven't done your rookie draft yet, you can get this guy with 3rd, 4th round picks off the waiver wire. Marvin Mims from Monangai, doing that trade every single day. I don't really care about Marvin Mims. He's not a guy for me I'm really trying to target. Next one, a 26th third. This is a fair draft compensation, I think, for Kyle. I would pay this price trying to get him on my team on the happenstance that he pops and becomes a starter for your Dynasty team. But thank you guys for coming to the channel. Please like the video. Who are your favorite guys to go buy now in Dynasty? I want to see you comment them below. Like, subscribe. Thank you guys for coming to Dynasty Drip. I really appreciate it. Take it easy.